Uh, Tibet House was established or founded in 1965 by His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and also with the grace of the Indian government. So in collaboration, Tibet House was established. The whole purpose of the Tibet House is that this Tibet House serves as the cultural center of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, which is primarily meant to disseminate the true legacy of the Indian treasure, which is in the form of philosophy, psychology, epistemology, then astronomy, logic, and so forth, which the Indians earlier inherited from Nalanda monastic institution as early as 2nd century till 13th century Common Era. Then so this is the culture wing, and this is meant to promote that. And at the moment, this primarily runs to organize programs in order to make all these things happen here for the audience, the Indian audience, as well as anyone, open to anyone. And this is being so well received by the people around, and it really promotes the awareness of this richness of the Indian culture and the Indian tradition, which the Tibetans inherited since 7th century AD, and more particularly from 8th century AD, with the advancement of the great Acharya Shantarakshita in Tibet. Okay, in fact, what the Tibetans have, it is so rich, particularly in the field of philosophy, psychology, logic, epistemology, which is so precious and so well preserved by the Tibetans. In fact, it is not something born out of Tibet. They were actually more inheritance from the past India. So now it is very important that India should be able to taking that back, because in India it disappeared, unfortunately. So Buddhism, as His Holiness the Dalai Lama, categorizes into 3 categories: science, philosophy, and the practice. So the third part, practice, that His Holiness says that it is an individual business. It is an individual business. And whereas the science and the philosophy part of Buddhism, so that is a universal treasure, a universal knowledge. So that needs to be preserved. And in fact, we the Tibetans, we don't have anything special other than, at the moment, this is so freshly preserved by the Tibetans. It is in the hands of the Tibetans. So if you go down to the South India monastic institutions, we see that all these big monastic institutions, they are fully dedicated to preserve this rich philosophy, psychology, metaphysics, epistemology, and logic, which is so rare. And in the West, the scholars, they come to the Tibetan monasteries to learn these things. In fact, it is not Tibetans, it is the Indians. So the Indians, it is high time that the Indians should take it as a knowledge rather than a spiritual practice, as a knowledge. And this is the source of the pride of India.